Okay, so I want to do a little video as a way reminder. Um, we got this problem of understanding how to talk to evolutionists or explain to evolutionists that evolution doesn't exist because they use a bait and switch tactic. They're using the same word, evolution, for two different things that are totally unrelated. And they're trying to say that because one is true, the other one is true too, but it's not. Because, of course, variation, adaptations, mutations, responding to the environment are not evolution. They're two different things. You're using the same word, or they're trying to use the same word for two different things. And creationists get caught up in this mistake too. And they say, oh, well, there's a little bit of evolution, but there's not a lot of evolution. And then they say, then they got you. They got you. See there's a little bit. So given enough time, you have a lot of it, and there's evolution. That's evidence of evolution. No, it's not, because it's not the same thing. Because when you have variation, you're changing information structure that's already there. You're using different genes. You're uh, having responses to the environment. You're adapting to the environment. Hello, George Bond. How you doing? I'm about to go to bed. Well, I don't want to keep you from going to sleep, but maybe I can put you to sleep. Anyway, yeah, they're using the same word, and creationists get caught up in this. They're two different words, two different things. They're using the same word for two different things. And we have to differentiate between what's claimed as evolution and what actually happens, which is variation, adaptation, responding to the environment. All these things happen, which does not change what the organism is. Ask an evolution what's an observable mechanism for a new anatomical feature that will change a protozoa to a biologist. That's exactly the problem. That's exactly right. They're claiming an amoeba or something changes from this thing to that thing to that thing to that thing, which requires billions and billions and billions and billions of viable, functional, written programming that's not there. And you're not going to get that ever by making mistakes. You're not going to get it. It just does not, it doesn't even start to happen. And they're using this bait and switch and trying to say that because there's variation, then there's evolution. They're trying to define evolution as variation. And it's not the same thing. It's not the same claim. It's not the same thing that's supposed to be happening. So we're actually losing information. We all should know we're losing information. We're not gaining information. We're losing function. We're not gaining function. And we see it all over the place. We see it in everything, everywhere. We see loss of information, loss of function. We don't see any novel function like George just said. We don't see any observable mechanism for a new anatomical feature, organ, or something that will change the protozoa to a biologist. We don't see that. Of course, we don't see that. And we don't see anything close to that either. But there's no reason for me to go on harping on this forever, but a lot of creationists get caught up in this trick, this bait and switch trick. It's not evolution. Variation is not evolution. Adaptation is not evolution. Responding to the environment is not evolution. Changing gene function that's already there is not evolution. That's a pre a, a pre-written set of instructions, pre-written disposable set of instructions that's either utilized or not utilized, and the genome turns genes off and on all the time, responding to the environment, because it has to. That's a way of surviving. Cancer is the same thing. It might, you give it some treatment or something, it might respond to the treatment, and then the cancer learns how to adjust and adapt and beat that's responding to the environment. That's not evolution, it's cancer. Evolution is a cancer. It's not evolution, it's cancer. Yeah. So that's about it. I don't want to go on forever, but a lot of people make that mistake, and a lot of people don't understand, myself included. A long time ago, I was trying to figure out, well, if a little bit of evolution happens, then you can extrapolate, say a lot of it happens. But a little evolution is not happening because you're not gaining viable, functional information into the genome that wasn't there before. You're only altering existing information that was already there from the beginning of creation, which is another thing that just dawned on me the other day, is that since time is a fabrication, when matter was made, matter's made from energy. Energy can't make itself. Energy can't direct itself. Matter can't make itself. Matter can't direct itself. And since there was a time when matter was made, that's also the time when time was made, because matter has gravity, which contracts distance and slows down time, making it possible for our slow motion existence. We exist in slow motion because we're a fabrication of slowed down time and contracted distance. We have another response here from George. Change in allele frequency in a population over time is just adaptation leading to variation within a kind, which happens. We see that happen everywhere, but that's not evolution. That's not changing. It's not altering what the kind is. It's not altering what the thing is. So it's just I don't know. Today I was watching a video, somebody saying, well, people, we're supposedly defining evolution wrong, and the evolutionists don't like it when we define evolution wrong. But it's not evolution that we're talking about, because you're using one word for two different things, and you can't do that. Hello, Brother Timothy. Blessings. You can't use one word to describe two different things. They're two different things. They're not the same. Which one of these things is not like the other? They're not the same thing. And, I hate to harp on these scientists and people when they're supposed to have IQ. They're supposed to understand this stuff. It's not the same thing. You can't call it the same thing. You have to call it two different things because it's two different things. Show me mistakes that are selected for that writes new programming that wasn't there. You can't do it because it doesn't happen. So evolution doesn't happen because evolution requires billions and billions and billions and billions of bits of written programming that's not there. That's what evolution claims. So to say that something varies or losing information in the process is not evolution. That's not the same thing. It's just a little bit irritating, but we can't fall for that bait and switch argument. You just don't understand evolution. I can't understand evolution because it doesn't exist. If you could show me that evolution exists, I could understand it, but I can't understand it because it doesn't make any sense. So with that, God bless everybody. Take care. Thanks for the participation too.